is RTV6 News at 7, working for you.
Good evening to you here at 7 o'clock. I'm Mark Mullins. Well, it's a problem many families face across central Indiana. Drivers zipping past families in residential areas. One Indianapolis mother says she's scared for her children and wants the city to take action. Not knowing how to get the city's attention, she called RTV6's Cameron Riddle here with advice on how to get something done.
This is Baby Wise. He can't walk yet, but his mother fears for the day he can. She says because every time she has to carry him and his big sister across the street, she has to fear for the dozens of cars that speed way too fast past her home. Karina Taylor, a wife and mother to Baby Wise and his 2-year-old sister London, says during the day, traffic isn't so bad, but during the afternoon rush, drivers use her residential street, which doesn't have speed limit signs, as another way around the traffic backups on Fall Creek Parkway. To slow drivers down, she's hoping the city will install speed bumps on her street.
I would almost pay for them if we needed to. Speed bumps would really slow down the people speeding through here, especially during rush hour. There's probably about 10, 15 cars that just speed down this street around 5 o'clock in the evening.
On Karina's behalf, we reached out to the city of Indianapolis to see what could be done to make our streets safer. They directed us to a city website where you can download a document called the Street Change Policy Petition, which eventually can be submitted to the city. While the petition doesn't guarantee your request will be granted, it is the necessary step residents need to take before a traffic study is initiated, and of course to see if those changes are warranted. DPW did respond to our request for what does it take to improve the streets in your neighborhood. They say while they are not an enforcement agency, they do have several links through the mayor's action line and on Request Indy on how you could submit your proposals. We'll have all of that information on theindychannel.com. In Indianapolis, I'm Cameron Riddle, RTV6.
Now to some breaking news. A federal grand jury has just indicted 2 more employees of a company that owns a duck boat that sank in Missouri last year. You'll recall 17 people died, including 9 members of the Coleman family of Indianapolis. The new indictments are against the company's general manager and the manager on duty on the day the boat sank. The boat's captain was indicted previously on charges alleging he failed to properly assess the weather. The duck boat sank at Table Rock Lake near Branson after it entered the lake despite severe weather warnings. The Archdiocese of Indianapolis is cutting ties with Rebuff, and it's because the school refuses to fire a teacher who's in a same-sex marriage. Rebuff's Board of Trustees sent a letter to parents, students, and staffs telling them the Archdiocese will no longer recognize them as a Catholic school. But school administrators say they will not change their identity and plan to continue to serve as a Catholic school. The Archdiocese says all teachers at Catholic schools serve as ministers and therefore must follow the teachings of the church, which they say does not include gay marriage. A former Brownsburg music teacher who refused to call transgender students by their preferred name is now suing the school district. In 2017, John Klug cited his religious beliefs when he objected to the Brownsburg School District's new policy of allowing transgender students to use the restroom of their choice and to change their names on school databases. He resigned last year and the school accepted his resignation. He later tried to rescind the resignation without success. Klug says he was forced to resign and is demanding full back pay and other punitive damages. The district is not commenting on this case. Former ITT Tech students are finally getting some debt relief after the school went bankrupt and closed in 2016. The state of Indiana will receive more than $5 million to cover the debts of more than 600 former students. The money is part of a legal settlement between 44 attorneys general, ITT, and a lending company. The lending company has agreed to forego collection of outstanding loans, cease doing business, notify all credit reporting agencies of the status for all borrowers, and cancel all automatic payments. Affected former students do not have to take any action.
I pretty much know how you'll answer this question. Do you feel the change out there today? Lower humidity and more comfortable temperatures, pretty obvious. As you look at the radar, not so obvious to find a few showers, unlike the last few days where you couldn't miss those. Between Portland and Winchester, a couple rain showers will move south and east. Any that develop will fade away after sunset. It's going to be dry overnight and through the first part of Friday. Temperatures comfortably cool at 70. Thank the wind, it's out of the northwest. It will calm down a bit and it sets the stage for temperatures to drop into the 50s. There's your temperature progression through the overnight hours into tomorrow morning.
Well, crime knows no boundaries. People in a small Clinton County town are fully aware of that fact after dealing with a mini crime wave that saw 10 car break-ins since Sunday. And while a suspect is now in custody, police in the town of Rossville are urging residents to get into a big city mindset and start locking their car doors. Some residents say they're doing just that and modifying their behavior in other ways as well.
We have 7 kids all together, and last night we had some home from college, and everybody parked in the same drive with the lights on.
So you want to keep those thieves away?
If they do want to try to sneak around, they're going to have to risk putting themselves out in light to be exposed.
Late this afternoon, police arrested an 18-year-old suspect who is now facing a preliminary charge of theft. Police are looking at surveillance video and say there could be more arrests. Take a look and see if you recognize the people in this picture here. These were posted online by the Broad Ripple Village Association. They say the men stole the sign from the Casbah nightclub at Guilford Avenue and East Westfield Boulevard around 9:30 Tuesday night. A police report was filed, but the association is hoping the public can help police identify the thieves. If you have any information, you can call police or email the Broad Ripple Village Association. The email address is on your screen right now. Republican Senator Todd Young knows as well as anybody what it's like to come home after serving overseas. To help disabled U.S. veterans, Young is introducing a bill to provide free TSA pre-checks. TSA pre-checks are already offered to active duty reserves and National Guard members, but this bill would expand that to disabled veterans. Young worked on a bill with Democratic Senator Tammy Duckworth of Illinois, who is a disabled veteran herself. Duckworth lost both her legs in 2004 while serving in Iraq.
Senator Duckworth is uniquely attuned to the sacrifices because she's a disabled veteran, and it just makes me really proud to be part of this effort and thankful for the opportunity to respond to the needs of Hoosier veterans who have told me that this is a problem for them.
Young said he believes the bill has a good chance of being passed into law. Hey, let's face it, if you're a certain age, chances are you're not quite as savvy about the internet as someone who grew up knowing nothing else, but that doesn't mean you have to stay on the fringe. That's why AT&T technology experts held a session today at Glendale Library Branch promoting internet safety for mature adults. Attendees learned the latest on topics such as data security, spam, privacy, and social media.
We're hoping that as we can get seniors comfortable and used to using technology, that will increase their quality of life and allow them to have more productive and enjoyable lives with the use of technology with family and friends.
Today's class was part of AT&T's Believe Indy initiative. Whether you attend a class or not, experts say it's important for you to at least know how to navigate the internet effectively and understand its benefits and dangers. Something as simple as a greeting card can mean so much to a person facing a huge health challenge. Tonight, the family of Bryce Ryan is saying thank you to all who responded by sending Bryce a greeting card after a story we aired last week. Bryce broke his neck when he fell down in a parking lot in April. For now, he is quadriplegic. His mother started a campaign for people to send him cards to keep his spirits up. He's gotten more than 180 cards since then, but Bryce and his family say keep them coming. Send your greeting card to Bryce Ryan, care of Methodist Hospital, room 6044, 1701 Senate Avenue, Indianapolis. The zip code is 46202. Alexa can tell you almost anything from time of day to what's playing at the movies, but can the smart speaker also save your life? What researchers are now testing.
Some patchy fog first thing in the morning. Definitely a cool start to the day. We'll talk about what changes arrive later and for the weekend.
Service from the Hogsett family. This is RTV6 News at 7, working for you.
Law enforcement officials across the country are vowing to crack down on racist and offensive comments posted on social media, allegedly by police officers. So far this week, authorities in 2 cities have taken action that in some cases could lead to the officers losing their jobs. Let's get the details now from ABC's Elizabeth Herr.
Man off the street now!
Protests outside Philadelphia's police headquarters.
We don't want people on the street who have professed hate for the people that we love.
Residents calling for action against police officers accused of posting hateful messages on social media. The posts made public earlier this month by the Plainview Project, a social justice research organization that claims to have analyzed the Facebook accounts of thousands of police officers across 8 U.S. cities, including Phoenix, St. Louis, and Philadelphia. According to the organization, The analysis revealed many of the comments called for violence against Muslims, protesters, immigrants, and those accused of crimes. The findings not shocking to ABC's Brad Garrett, a former FBI special agent and crime analyst.
Because of the elements they deal with in their particular communities, they get pretty edgy. But it's been my experience that it doesn't really play out, that they become biased on the street.
But the Philadelphia police commissioner not taking the allegations lightly, announcing on Wednesday 72 of some 300 officers identified in their ongoing investigation will be placed on desk duty for now.
We will not be shy about meting out the appropriate discipline, which could range from, in many cases, a day or so off, all the way up to termination.
Also this week in St. Louis, at least 22 officers have been permanently banned from bringing cases to the prosecutor's office. This because those officers also stand accused of making racist and anti-Muslim comments on social media. Elizabeth Herr, ABC News, New York.
Well, for the second time, the trial of a suspect in a double murder that happened more than 2 years ago ends in a mistrial. The jury was expected to begin deliberations today in the trial of Maurice Turrentine, but instead the judge declared a mistrial for the second time in 4 months because a member of Turrentine's defense team fell ill. Turrentine was charged with the murders of Daryl Miller and James Clark. They were found dead in April of 2017 at a home on Villa Avenue on the city's south side. Police believe the murders were related to drugs. Lawyers are expected back in court next week to begin preparations for a possible third trial. This week, 10 Point Coalition and Mayor Joe Hogsett and many others celebrated what 10 Point says was a special day, 1 year since the last homicide on the far east side of Indianapolis. Now some who live on the far east side are saying that's simply not true. 10 Point was talking about the neighborhoods its volunteers patrol between 38th and 42nd Streets and the areas between Post Road and Midhofer. But critics say the coalition is intentionally leaving out certain streets and neighborhoods. Some are planning to hold what they call a die and lie protest tomorrow outside of the city-county building. The National Domestic Violence Hotline had its busiest year ever. It took a record number of calls, chats, and texts since the hotline started back in 1996. Corey Rangel asked the head of the hotline about what's behind this increase.
The National Domestic Violence Hotline is being flooded with a record number of people asking for help. The hotline took in more than 570,000 calls, texts, and online chats last year, a jump of more than 30% from the year prior, which put a strain on the organization.
When we see spikes like we did last year, we're just not prepared to respond to that kind of growth.
Katie Ray Jones is the CEO of the National Hotline, which provides 24-hour support. She believes there are a couple of reasons for the spike, including the Me Too movement, as well as high-profile domestic violence cases involving singer R. Kelly and former White House aide Rob Porter.
We know that people see threads of themselves in that story, and it prompts them to either, one, recognize, I don't want my current situation to turn out like that, so let me reach out for help, or they're recognizing, gosh, this is really serious and I need to connect with someone right now for help.
Ray Jones says the hotline is on track to set another record. So far this year, more people are reaching out for help than last year at this time. The hotline is federally funded, which is why she came to D.C. to talk with members of Congress.
We did a congressional briefing to highlight the increase in volume that we've received, as well as to, we answered our 5 millionth contact several weeks ago, and we wanted to illustrate and commemorate that bittersweet moment for the organization and recognize that there's 5 million reasons that we still exist and need to continue to do more.
In Washington, D.C., I'm Corey Rangel reporting.
Well, smart speakers could soon detect a heart attack. A new study came out today saying the speaker would listen for specific things like types of breathing and gasping sounds. Researchers from the University of Washington developed artificial intelligence that could one day be programmed into smart speakers. The AI needs to be tested more, but researchers say this technology could one day replace those alert buttons that people wear. Time now for your Storm Team 6 forecast, and we've had a gray overcast day, gusty winds, and some showers moving through, Kevin.
And the humidity's down. I mean, it gives you a little more energy, doesn't it? If we could hold on to this for a while, that would be nice. But now we measure our dry stretches in hours, not necessarily days. That's 7¼ inches for Indianapolis this month. Just to show you what 8 miles difference can make, at Eagle Creek Reservoir, they've had just 3.6 inches of rain, and that's the variability that's typical in the summer. As you look to the north, it does look a little menacing. We've had some isolated showers pop up. Much different situation with the lower humidity. These are not going to be big rain producers, and I don't think there will be that many of them, and they'll fade away once the sun sets. It's 65 in Crawfordsville. Temperatures where it's warmer are still well below the average of 83 for this time of year. Indianapolis sits at 70. That's a pencil-thin line of just some rain cutting through Jay County, Portland to Winchester. There'll be some very light showers. This is the coolest morning that we'll have in the entire 7-day forecast. If you like to open the windows, let some fresh air in, now's your time. Temperatures will be in the low to mid 50s, north and west, just depending on how much of the cloud cover clears. Overall, we're looking at partly cloudy skies. 58 degrees first thing in the morning tomorrow. Tomorrow will not be as windy, and we'll start with some patchy fog, especially outlying areas. If you're near creek, river, you'll have a little more fog to start the day. Clouds will increase after some morning sunshine. Clouds increase, and so will the chance for a shower or thunderstorm west and southwest of Indianapolis first. More widespread later Friday night. High temperatures closer to 80 degrees through the day tomorrow, and the wind will be light. Little sunshine in the morning. Here comes that afternoon chance for showers and thunderstorms. 1 o'clock, still no rain in the state. 4 o'clock from Terre Haute to Spencer to around Bloomington, moving to the south and east. Then we'll see a break before we see some more showers and thunderstorms overnight into Saturday. But notice the trend kind of cutting through the southwestern portion of the state, and that may continue into early parts of Saturday. I think it's Saturday night and Sunday where it becomes far more widespread. The most uncomfortable day over the weekend is Sunday because humidity reaches tropical levels with that added moisture and temperature up to 86. Any of the rain that develops will be heavy. Let's finish Saturday. We've got our mid-morning showers and thunderstorms. Here comes a potentially stronger push of showers and thunderstorms. I think that will likely give us a little lull in the action before we see more widespread rain return late Saturday night and Sunday. Here's 7-day forecast. We put it back together for you. Temperatures that are in the 50s tomorrow morning will be at 70 on Sunday morning, and will consistently be in the 80s for highs, with that daily chance for showers and thunderstorms nearly ending. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, the rain chances are low. A much better chance you'll stay dry.
I think a lot of people just want it to feel like June, like it's supposed to.
I agree. Maybe that'll come in July.
Hopefully, right? Well, maybe you are looking for a new job. Maybe you want to train to find a better one. Next in Hiring Hoosiers, how to find that job training and how much it will cost you. You're watching RTV6.
1,000-mile warranty at Honda of Fishers.
Every Thursday, our Hiring Hoosiers career coaches seeks to empower you in your job search. It's just one of the many ways our Hiring Hoosiers initiative helps to connect you to the right job. Today, our coaches have an easy guide on where to find free and affordable training to land a high-demand job. Here's Rafael Sanchez.
So what affordable job training resources are actually available in Indiana? Luckily, there are several job training providers statewide that are funded through federal and state money. Contact your local adult ed program, such as C9, Ivy Tech, and also Vincennes is a provider. One of the funding programs that provides this free job training is called Next Level Jobs. And it helps you earn a certificate at no cost in several high-demand sectors, such as advanced manufacturing, building and construction, health and life sciences, IT and business services, and then transportation and logistics. You have to be 18 years old or older, an Indiana resident, and you must be work eligible. The program is for students without a college degree, and you have to enroll in a qualifying program such as C9. We have several Next level job training starting in August and September of this year. One is EMT, welding, auto maintenance and light repair, and HVAC. C9 also offers other trainings that aren't next level job funded, but they're funded through different sources, and those include QuickBooks and Certified Nursing Assistant, or CNA. You simply go to nextleveljobs.org to see the many training programs that are offered, and it's a pretty easy process to get started.
Our career coaches want to make sure that you succeed. If you have a question for them, send us an email at hiringhoosiers.com. Rafael Sanchez, RTV6.
And we do want to thank our career coach, LaDon Weston, with Central 9 in Johnson County. You can find that story, along with many others, on our website, hiringhoosiers.com. We will be back with a final check of the weather for you.
Dodge Jeep Ram.
The only name you need to know.
If seeing is believing, let me show you. There are some showers just to the northwest of downtown. See those gray spots there in the upper right? Well, those are the showers on radar right around Speedway, sliding to the south and east. They'll fade away once the sun sets, dry and cool overnight.
All right. And we're back with you tonight at 11. We'll see you then.